A very good day to you. Hope you are having yourself an amazing, amazing day so far. This is, of course, the chat up with me, Jamie, right here on Relax Radio. And it's about that time that I head on out of here. But don't worry because we got a lot more amazing, amazing content coming up. We got Nick coming up with the real talk, and he is going to keep you updated with all things that is happening around the UK and around the world. So if you want to keep yourself updated, if you want to know about what is happening around the world, all you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Why I want you to stay updated is because, when we live in a global community, we live with a lot of other people, we live around a lot of other people. So it's super important that you give attention or you pay attention to what is happening around you, because what Nick is going to talk about is definitely going to be affecting your life. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. But before I leave, I want to talk about something super interesting. Now, if I ask you, what is your goal in life? How exactly are you going to reply to this? A lot of you are probably going to say, my goal life is to get a higher position in my career, or get on top in my career, or maybe buy a brand new car, or something of that sort, or become a billionaire, or whatever it is. It is very rarely that people would actually say, my goal in the life is to be happy. Right now, a lot of you are not going to think of that as a goal. Now, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a few things that you need to avoid in order to be happy. There are things that we encounter, or we do actions that we do in our day-to-day life, that steals our joy, that keeps us away from happiness, basically. Now, I think there are two reasons that we as human beings can't be happy. The first reason, I believe, is because we focus on little things. We focus on little things that are trivial, and we worry about these little things that make us, that rather steals our happiness. Secondly, I feel like we focus on little things, or rather, we do not focus on little things that can make us happy. So either we focus on the things that aren't important and we stress and worry about it, and that steals our happiness, or we forget to focus on the little things that can actually make us happy. Those are the two reasons, I feel like, most of the time, why we are not happy, or why we are upset, why we are grieving. Now, what I want to do is I want to share with you a few things that you need to avoid in order to be happy, in order to be joyful and be content with your life. Because at the end of the day, listen, I always tell you this, um, happiness is not something that you should measure by looking at somebody else, right? I feel like we have come up with this idea in society that the only way we can be happy is by looking at somebody else and having more than what that person has. And that, we believe, is what makes us happy. But that is absolutely not true, right? You probably could be so much more happier than a person that is a billionaire and has their own company or whatever. Physical material does not define your happiness. You've obviously heard this before, but what I want to remind you is, I want you to avoid comparing yourself with others. I feel like this whole comparing starts from childhood. We compare with our brothers and sisters and friends. We've come to this point where we hold a belief that we will only be happy when we have more than others have. And that is absolutely not true. The way you can see that is your happiness. You've based your happiness on other people. You've depended your happiness on other people. But that is so toxic, and you are never truly going to be happy with yourself. Which is why I want you to stop comparing yourself. Stop comparisons with other people. Be happy because you got something, not because you got something better than others did, but simply because you have a roof over your head, or because you have a good friend, or a good partner, some food to eat. You can't compare an apple to an orange. And it's going to cause so much self esteem issues. It's going to cause depression. It's going to take away your happiness. So make sure that you ever do not compare yourself or your happiness with other people. Another thing that I do want to talk about is, I want you to stop brooding over your past mistakes. A lot of us are so stuck in our past. We spend so much energy on our past that we forget to be happy, right? I want to remind you that it is a choice. at the end of the day. You choose your own thoughts. You tell yourself what is worth thinking about. Will thinking fix it? No, it cannot. You thinking about something that you regret that you did yesterday or a month ago or a year ago isn't necessarily going to fix it. Whatever happened has given you some sort of lesson. So be happy for that learning and go ahead. The first recipe I feel like for happiness is to avoid a lengthy meditation on the past. Of course, you need to look at your past in order to learn from your past, but that's all that you can do. Learn. You cannot change, so you need to stop overthinking about things you may have or may not have done in the past. The other thing I want to talk about, if you truly want to experience happiness, you need to stop holding grudges. Don't hold other people's mistakes in your mind for a long time. It is not going to help you at the end of the day, because you holding grudges is going to only eat your happiness time by time. You've got to forgive and forget. Moreover, remember that it is not for him or her, but for the betterment of you. Because I feel like I've heard this quote before. I can't remember where I got it from, but this quote said something like, "Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die." Right? I mean, that quote makes so much sense to me, and definitely grudges only works negatively to you. So if somebody did something to you, there's nothing you can do about it. You could be a person, you could be the stronger person, move on. If not, you're still letting him tear you, or letting him or her, whoever this person is, tear you apart. So do not hold grudges if you truly want to enjoy happiness. And finally, I want to talk about being thankful for a second. Do not ever be forget to be thankful for what you have. Don't forget to admire what you like. We live in this toxic culture where we're always chasing things. We never stop and appreciate what we have. Appreciate the beauty around you. You could have absolutely nothing, but you look out your window or you go onto the street, you see the beautiful trees around you, you see the sun shine on you, and you need to appreciate that. Because there's so many people who would die to have the life that you have, no matter how bad you think life is. And that should be your call to be thankful and appreciate what you have. Tell your family how much you love them. Paying gratitude, I feel like, increases the value of people and increases the value of things in our life. It makes others happy, which in turn, I promise you, will make you happy as well. So be thankful for what you have. Your life, no matter how bad you think it is someone else's fairy tale. Okay. So you got to be thankful for your life. Do not worry about things that are beyond your control. Avoid these things, and I assure you that you are going to be so much more happier than you once were. With that being said, it's about the time that I head on out of here, but don't worry, because you can catch me tomorrow, same time, same place. So make sure that you do download, you stick around. I'll be